Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the Bellevue Bruins Sports Network. Today, coming to you live from the Gordon Lozier Athletic Center on the campus of Bellevue University in Bellevue, Nebraska. We bring you the opening day of the 2022 Fairfield Inn by Marriott Basketball Classic. We've had women's and men's basketball classic games going on here all day today. Bringing up now the third game of the day. It'll be the home team, the Bellevue University Bruins, taking on the visiting Doane University Tigers. Good afternoon, everyone. Nick Krupski back behind the microphone for the play-by-play of this contest. In today's earlier women's game, it was the Mayville University Comets defeating the Iowa Wesleyan University Tigers by a score of 83-67. 2 games today on the women's side, 2 games tomorrow on the women's side. The same for the men who are participating in this tournament. So we've got 2 sets of Tigers, some Comets, and a set of Bruins on the basketball floor here today for you. For the Bruins and the Doane University Tigers, a battle between the North Star Athletic Association, the Bruins, and the Great Plains Athletic Conference, the Tigers. Bellevue comes into today's action 6-6 overall, Doane University at 7-5. So both teams with a dozen games under their belt as we get ready for the postseason part of the 22-23 season. Again, happy holidays to everybody out there. We've got Christmas in the rearview mirror, New Year's coming up in a couple of days. We're glad you're with us here for our broadcast. In this month of December, the Bellevue Bruins, a record of 1 win and 2 losses. The Doane University Tigers 3-3 in this current month. On the season, the Bellevue Bruins averaging 69 points per game while allowing 68 points, so a +1 for the Bruins. That's pretty much an explanation of their 6-6 record. On the season, the Bruins are shooting 41% from the floor, 36% from behind the arc, and 67% from the free throw line. For the Doane University Tigers, they are averaging 81 points per game. They're a high-scoring machine while allowing 71, so a +10 for the Tigers. Doane shoots 44% from the floor, 32% from behind the arc, and 74% from the free throw line. So the Bruins, the better three-point shooting squad. The Tigers, the better shooting squad overall. Let's take a look at the players who make these teams go. For the home team Bruins, a couple of players in double digits. Aisha Scott leads the way with 12.3 points per game. Faith Ross, 11.1. Ashton Arnold just under double digits with 9.7. Ashton will not be in action this afternoon, however. She's feeling sick after coming back from the Christmas holiday break in California. Miranda Hennings averaging 8.9. Delaney Van Blaricon averaging 8.3. They're the top 5 scorers for the home team Bruins. For the Doane University Tigers, a lot of their offense goes through Mac Hatcliffe. Mac, the leading scorer in the Great Plains Athletic Conference. She was the Great Plains Athletic Conference Freshman of the Year last year. She averages 21.8 points per game. So obviously the Bruins are going to have to make her earn all of her points this afternoon in trying to slow her down. Macy Holtz, another double-digit scorer for the Tigers. Macy with 12.9 points per game. And Megan Chambers, the third leading scorer, at 9.5. The leading scorers for both teams are also the leading rebounders for both teams. Aisha Scott with 6 boards per game to go along with her 12-plus points. And Mac Hatcliffe with 7.2 rebounds to go along with her almost 22 points per game. The Bruins also rely on Laura Jurek, Faith Ross, and Ashton Arnold, each of those players averaging over 5 rebounds per game. Megan Chambers, the second leading rebounder for the Tigers at 5.3. We're about 2 minutes away from the start of this one. Again, both teams will be in action again tomorrow. For the Doane College Tigers, they will play the early game tomorrow at noon against the Mayville State Comets, and Bellevue will host the later game again at 4:30 in the afternoon. I had a chance to talk with Bellevue head coach Dave Denley before today's game, and he pointed out, obviously, that Mac Hatcliffe would be the person that they need to stop. He said, we're not going to stop her completely, but we need to really make her earn her points. She's a hard-working player who gets to the free throw line a lot. Almost 10 free throws per game is part of Hatcliffe's game. Coach Denley also said the Bruins need to be more consistent defensively. That's the area he said his team needs to control more. He tries to get his teams to hold his opponents under 70 points per game. There's a couple of times where opponents have just shot past that mark, hoping the Bruins will be a strong defensive team coming back after this Christmas break. Offensively, the Bruins have to continue to get good looks, have to knock down their trays, and try to maybe get some points in transition as well. That's from head coach Dave Denley, now in his 7th year. His assistant coach James Ice Bentley also has been there for the 7 years that the Bruins women's program has been in existence. The two teams head back to their respective benches. The head coach for the Tigers is Ryan Baumgartner. He's in his 4th season. Gene Steinmeier and Mallory McConkey are the assistant coaches. Let's turn it over to Ray Quinn and listen in as Faith Ross is acknowledged.
Congratulations to Faith Ross.
Faith over the 1,000 career scoring mark as a Bellevue Bruin. Faith in her 5th year in the Bruin program. Faith, Laura Jurek, and Miranda Hennings, the 3 players who have returned for that extra year with that COVID situation. She'll go to the bleachers and drop off the basketball with her family as we get ready for the introduction of the starting lineups. The Bruins in the white uniforms with purple and gold trim. The visiting Doane Tigers in black uniforms with white and orange. Here's Ray and our starting lineups.
Today's game with an overall record of 7-5. Starting at guard, a 5'7" sophomore from Plainview, Minnesota. Number 3, Macy Holt. And another guard, a 5'8" sophomore from Broken Bow, Nebraska. Number 10, Kelly Staples. And a guard, 5'6" junior from Tilden, Nebraska. Number 20, Olivia Nall. And guard, a 5'7" sophomore from Beatrice, Nebraska. Number 23, Mackie Hatcliffe. And in the middle, a 6-foot forward freshman from Omaha, Nebraska. Number 25, Megan Chambers. The Tigers are coached by head coach Ron Baumgartner in his 4th season, assisted by Gene Steinmeier and Mallory McConkey.
Bring them out, bring them out, bring them out, bring them out. It's hard to yell when the barrel's in your mouth.
And now the starting lineup for your Bellevue University Bruins. Bellevue enters today's game with an overall record of 6-6. Starting at guard, a 5'8" senior from Washington, D.C. Number 0, Aisha Scott. At guard, a 5'10" forward. Check that from Bellevue, Nebraska. Number 21, Laura Jurek. At guard, a 5'11" senior from Gretna, Nebraska. Number 22, Faith Ross. And another guard, a 5'10" senior from Holden, Missouri. Number 23, Delaney Van Barico. And a guard, a 5'8" grad student from Council West Iowa. Number 33, Miranda Hennings. The Bruins are coached by head coach Dave Denley. It is 7th season, assisted by James Bentley.
All right, there we have the starting lineups. Let me give it to you one more time for the visiting Doane Tigers. Macy Holtz, Callie Staples, Olivia Nall, Mac Hatcliffe, and Megan Chambers. For the home team Bruins, Aisha Scott, Laura Jurek, Faith Ross, Delaney Van Blaricon, and Miranda Hennings. Let's see which team will take it to victory this afternoon in their 13th game of the season. Again, if you'd like to be part of our broadcast, as we always do here on the Bellevue Bruins Sports Network, you can send along a text message, 402-515-7654. Bruin fans, you've had that number all season long. Doane fans, we invite you as well as we get ready for the opening tip-off. The Bruins control the opening tip into the hands of Faith Ross. We are underway with the first 10-minute quarter. Ross at the top of the key looking for help. Doane Tigers in a man-to-man defense. Scott across the way to Laura Jurek. Jurek looking for a cutter down low, covered up by the Tigers. Into the hands of Delaney Van Blaricon. Jurek working inside, bounce pass to Ross. Ross a good look inside, and Faith Ross knocks down the first basket of the afternoon off the assist from Laura Jurek. So 2 of those 5th-year players for the Bruins combined to get the opening bucket. Tigers with the basketball, working across near the Bruins side, into the hands of Macy Holt. She'll give it off to Collie Staples across the pass. An open look for Hatcliffe, their leading scorer, off the front of the rim into the hands of Miranda Hennings, trying to push it ahead. A nice lead pass for Aisha Scott, and she'll get the basket off the assist from Miranda Hennings. So 2 buckets, 2 assists on the first 2 trips for the Bruins. 1 minute almost has gone by as the Tigers get back into the flow. The pass goes out of bounds. Olivia now trying to pass it to a teammate who decided at the last minute to cut the other directions. And the Bruins take that 4-0 lead and try to push it ahead, as now we are exactly 1 minute into the game. Here's Faith Ross working back to the top. Bruins momentarily kind of stymied on there without much movement. Over the top pass, good ball movement. Ross with the head fake, steps inside from the wing. The shot is good. Faith Ross, her second basket of the afternoon. The Bruins up 6-0 against the visitors from Crete, Nebraska. Pushing it down the side. Faith Ross with the block. It's out of bounds on the shot by Macy Holtz. The Tigers will maintain possession of the basketball on the inbounds play. Holtz will trigger it in. She's from Plainview, Minnesota. The pass inside off the backboard, Megan Chambers with the left-hander, the freshman from Omaha. The first points of the afternoon for Doane. Bruins working down the right side. Now the reverse. Laura Jurek, a long 3-point look. Laura Jurek nails the long tray. The Bruins are perfect from the floor. A perfect 4 for 4, including that Jurek tray. Doane back into their offensive flow. The shot from Holtz. That one hits iron, comes away. Scramble for the rebound, put back up after the offensive board by Olivia Nall. She is fouled and will head to the free throw line for 2 shots. Nall, a junior from Tilden, Nebraska. First foul of the game goes against Faith Ross. So 2 free throws upcoming. Tigers good free throw shooting scene, 74% on the season. First one is good, 9-3 our score. Battle between the North Star Athletic Association Bruins and the Great Plains Athletic Conference Tigers. Both free throws converted by Olivia Niles. 9-4 our score, 2 minutes gone, as Faith Ross assuming the point guard duties thus far in today's game. Bruins have a group of players that can handle that chore. Scott, kick out pass, good ball movement. Van Blaricon, the quick release 3, off the back of the rim, no good. Scramble for the basketball on the floor, and a foul is going to be called as Delaney Van Blaricon and Mac Hatcliffe both going for it. The foul will go against Delaney, her first personal, second team foul against the home team Bruins.
Van Blaricon, her first, and team second.
Again, if you were not with us for our pregame show, Ashton Arnold is under the weather today, so she is in street clothes on the bench. She will not play. Drive down the baseline, cut off by Scott, shot by Hatcliffe, no good. Good box out by Jurek as Van Blaricon picks up the loose ball. Ross tries to push it up the floor. Faith trying to go coast to coast and gets it done. Down the left side of the lane. Faith, the graduate student out of Gretna High School. Down the lane comes Macy Holtz trying to return the favor. Instead of the kick out pass outside to Megan Chambers, who will knock down her second bucket of the game. 11-6. Nearing the 3-minute gone. Jurek on another 3-point attempt. That one's off the mark. The rebound brought down by Nall. She'll bring it up the floor. Ahead to teammate Collie Staples. She'll put up the short shot from about 7 or 8 feet, and it is good. The Bruins got off to a 9-0 start, but the Tigers have come back to now trail by just 3. Ross showing down the pace a little bit, handling the basketball. Miranda Hennings comes to her rescue, top of the key. Jurek trying to back down her opponent, gives an open look for Faith Ross for the 3. Ross hits the floor. Contact after the shot. Let's see if it's going to be on the shot or after the shot. It's going to go against Megan Chambers, her first personal foul. So they say after the shot, so it'll be a side out instead of free throws. For the Bruins, couple subs, Taylor DeMint.
Number 24, Keziah Terrell.
And Keziah Terrell. And for the Tigers, Riley Rice. So 2 Bruins, 1 Tiger come in during that stoppage of play. Open look down the lane. Delaney Van Blaricon with the basket. Off a nice find from Laura Jurek. So the Bruins doing a great job with assists to made baskets. Working inside is Hatcliffe. May have gotten away with an extra step as she worked her way through the lane. leading scorer for her team, leading scorer for the Great Plains Athletic Conference, just under 22 points per game. Taylor DeMint in the lane gets that one to go. That nice extra long last step and extension of the arm. Got a good angle off the board. Quickly down the floor on the right side comes Holtz. Bruins there to deny. 3-point shot. That one's off the mark. Keziah Terrell pulls down the rebound and brings it up the floor. Bruins don't have numbers. Keziah wisely holds. Laura Jurek splits the defenders on her way to the hoop, and a timeout called across the way. Ryan Baumgartner not happy with his team's defense, as the Bruins have got several good looks, easy looks on the inside with 5:37 remaining in the first quarter. It's Bellevue 17, Doane number 10. All right, let me give you that text number once again. If you'd like to be a part of our broadcast, you're not here in person, but you can still be a part of the broadcast. Send along a text message. Let me know where you are, who you're supporting, any words you want me to pass along. My text message number, 402-515-7654. Bruins shooting 80%, 80% from the floor, 44% for Doane through the first 4.5 minutes of today's game. Bruins with a little light backcourt pressure as point guard Macy Holtz brings the ball up across the timeline. Keziah Terrell guarding her. Into the hands of Megan Chambers. Chambers back to Holtz, drive left side. Terrell got a hand on it to block it. The up after the follow-up. Mac Hatcliffe will head to the free throw line for 2 shots. Hatcliffe, a 5'7" guard out of Beatrice, Nebraska. Great high school start, continuing her basketball talents at Doane University. She was the conference freshman of the year last year, a member of the first team, all-conference team. Hits the first free throw. Hatcliffe, an 81% free throw shooter. That number will go up a little bit higher as she hits both of her free throws. A 5-point cushion for the Bruins as Taylor DeMint brings the ball across the timeline for the Bruins. Working off a screen there by Amina Hall, who checked in during that last timeout. Back to DeMint. Also checking in, Olivia Bigger gets her hands on the ball. Trying to perk inside of Terrell, ill-advised against 2 or 3 Doane defenders. On the run, left side, the shot up and in. On running the court is Libby Trosh. Her first basket. She just came in during that last timeout as well. So liberal substitution for both teams. Keziah Terrell will be called for the travel. She made contact with Megan Chambers and couldn't put her dribble on the floor. Aisha Scott checks back into the game for the Bruins as Faith Ross gets a rest. So 4 subs and 1 starter on the floor for the Bruins. Holtz handling the point guard duty for almost the entirety of this first quarter. Change over dribble. Working against Taylor DeMint. Pass to the top of the key. Drive right side by Riley Rice. Whistle before the shot. It's going to be a Bellevue foul. That'll go against Olivia Bigger, the freshman out of Las Vegas, Nevada. I almost said Las Vegas, Nebraska. That'd be something. 4th team foul of the quarter. Into Hatcliffe. Scott trying to guard her. Hatcliffe with the up and under. A little floater in the lane. So Hatcliffe leads her teams with 6 points. And the Bruins, their lead cut down to 1. Amina Hall working around to Taylor DeMint. Back to the top of the hill to Amina. Here's Keziah Terrell. Keziah pull-up jump shot from behind the free throw line. That's no good. Rebound falls into the hands of Macy Holtz, and she'll bring it up the floor. The Tigers have a chance to take their first lead of the afternoon if they convert downside. Amina Hall steps in the passing lane to get the steal. A 2-on-1 for the Bruins. Amina is hacked across the arms, and she'll head to the free throw line for 2 shots. Foul's going to go against Riley Rice. First personal, just the 2nd team foul. Amina will head to the free throw line. The sophomore from Denton, Texas. Miranda Headings checks back in for the Bruins. Moucher in for Doane. Amina averages about 2.5 points per game. She's a 75% free throw shooter. First one is good. Bruins lead grows to 2 points. 3:45 remaining in the first period of play. 4 10-minute quarters in the women's game, 2 20-minute halves in the men's game. That one's a little bit short. The rebound into the hands of Hatcliffe. Ahead to Holtz. 3 Bruins. Trapper, Aisha Scott gets the ball. Ahead to Taylor DeMint. And she'll go with the left hand for her first basket of the afternoon. The lead grows back to 4 for the Bruins. Another turnover. Here's another shot up and in. Deja vu for Taylor DeMint. Layups on that left side of the lane. Over the top pass into the hands of Libby Trausch. She gets it to Hatcliffe. Shot no good. Scott with the rebound. She turns it around, transitioning into the running game. Aisha, a little pretty move at the top. An open look from Miranda Hennings. Morello almost goes down, but not quite. The rebound pulled down by Rice. She gets it ahead to Hatcliffe against 2 players. A great defensive play by Miranda Hennings as the offensive foul will be called against Mac Hatcliffe. Miranda took that hard charge, held her ground. Nice defensive play by the 5th-year player out of Council Bluffs. Delaney Van Blaricon back in for the Bruins. Laura Jurek as well.
Laura Jurek along with number 23, Van Blaricon.
So,
Also in for the Tigers.
Aisha will assume the point guard duties here. Aisha, 2nd-year player for the Bruins program out of Washington, D.C. Here's Bigger. Jurek. Delaney Van Blaricon, a turnaround look for 3 off the mark. The rebound to Libby Trausch, quickly ahead. Right side. Boucher down low. Excuse me. Boucher, let me get it correctly. The shot
Up and around to the Tigers.
by Hatcliffe. Another bucket for her. Oops, hit the wrong button. Sorry about that. I was flying looking at my live stats and hit the wrong button. Aisha with the basketball, driving across the lane. Delaney look for 3, a little bit short on that one. Lauren Jurek positions for the offensive rebound and put back. Jurek with the bucket for the Bruins. And Bellevue with a 6-point lead. Olivia Bigger with the steal on the breakaway. Olivia puts it up and puts it in. Olivia Bigger gets the steal and the bucket. 2 minutes remaining in the first period. Bruins playing well on both ends, 26-18 lead. Here's the drive by Trausch into the lane. A whistle blows and a foul upcoming against one of the Bruins. Miranda Hennings picks up her first personal foul. That's the 5th team foul, so we'll be shooting free throws the rest of the quarter for Doane.
Also checking in, number 20.
Macy Holtz back in for Doane. And Faith Ross back in for the Bruins. So a little confusion on the floors. Now they recognize 5 fouls. Also back into the game comes Olivia Nall. Trausch at the free throw line.
Shooting 2, Trausch.
Averaging 7.5 points per game, a 62% free throw shooter on the season. The southpaw puts the first one up and puts it in. 1:46 to be exact, remaining in the first quarter of action. Second one banks off the back of the iron into the hands of Laura Jurek. Ross bringing the basketball up the left side. Gets it to Hennings. Miranda leaves it behind for Jurek. Laura tries to penetrate. She's cut off. Delaney Van Blaricon penetrates. Contact made. That's going to be a foul on Delaney. A little bit out of control. I think that was Collie Staples on the defensive play for the Tigers. Broken Bow, Nebraska native out near the Sandhills. Crossover dribble by Holtz into the lane. Shot left hand, no good. Jurek picks up a consecutive rebound there as Ross pushes it up the floor. Dave Denley said the Bruins were going to try to get some transition buckets if they could. We've seen that happen a couple of times. A nice look inside, but a nice block inside as well on the defensive play with Staples. Bruins still have possession. Another nice pass. Miranda Hennings with a around the corner pass to Aisha Scott, who knocks it home. Bruins extend back to a 9-point lead. Holtz, 3-point look, make that a 6-point lead as Macy Holtz drains the tray. Under a minute to go. Contact made by Aisha. Foul's going to be called a blocking foul. That'll go against Macy Holtz.
Foul charge for the Tigers, number 3, Holtz.
Just the 4th team foul, so not a free throw shooting situation. Bruins will have an inbounds play underneath. Keziah Terrell checks back in. We've got a new look on the live stats link here today, trying to get accustomed to it. We'll try to do the best I can in talking and thinking at the same time. Miranda Hennings for three, top of the key. Miranda knocks down another one. And the Bruins a 9-point lead with 30 seconds to go in the quarter. Doane was just a few seconds difference, 2 seconds to be exact, between the game clock and shot clock. Holtz into the lane. Faith Ross got a block with the hand, but a foul with the body, so that'll be Faith's second personal foul. So 2 free throws for Macy Holtz.
Ross for second.
Back in comes Taylor DeMint, so Ross does not pick up another foul in the waning seconds of this quarter.
Shooting is Holtz.
That one's off the back of the rim, no good. Holtz averages just under 13 points per game. Second leading scorer behind Mac Hatcliffe. Makes that free throw. 23 points for the Tigers, 31 for the Bruins. Bellevue will be able to hold for the final shot of the quarter. Scoreboard clock ticking down, 15. Double team attempt. Miranda Hennings trying to work out of it. Loses the basketball. Now gets it back again. A scramble on the floor. Jump ball called. And possession arrow pointing to Doane University, excuse me. Back in the day when I was growing up, it was Doane College as it was Bellevue College. So I apologize if I misspoke every now and then on that. So 8 seconds left for Doane to get off the final shot. Bringing it up is Staples. Her pass to the side, tipped out of the bounds. Nice job by Taylor DeMint. Now 5.5 seconds. Checking back in, Megan Chambers.
Number 25, Chambers.
Tallest player on the floor right now. Let's see if the Tigers try to get it inside to her. Keziah Terrell doing a nice job of fronting her. Stolen away. Aisha Scott, 3 seconds. Across the way, Miranda Hennings. Count it before the buzzer. Miranda Hennings with a tray off the assist from Aisha Scott. The Bruins 34, the Tigers 23 after 1 quarter of play. Bellevue playing lights out on offense and doing a good job on defense as well. Bellevue averaging 69 points per game. They're 1/3 of the way there, over 1/3 of the way, with 34 points in this first quarter. Laura Jurek leads the way for the Bellevue Bruins with 7 points, 4 rebounds, and 3 assists. Team highs for Doane. Mac Hatcliffe has 6 points. Olivia Now with 2 rebounds. And Macy Holtz with 2 assists. Bellevue shooting 71% on the floor. 43% from behind the arc, and 50% 1 out of 2 at the free throw line during that first quarter. 47% shooting for Doane, 25% from behind the arc, 75% at the line. Those are our highlights from quarter number 1. Bruin fans happy as their team with a nice lead. All right, we've got some texts in the queue. Let's get to them. Watching here from Rescue, California. Let's go Bruins. Well, Rescue, California, that'll be the hometown, the family of sophomore Jillian Friedman. Thanks again for watching, guys. We know you always do. Let's go, Lady Bruins from the Bellcasters. Let them fly, Miranda, from Daddy Bellcaster. All right, the Chicago contingent. Joining us this afternoon, Vinny Bellcaster, one of the members of the Bellevue squad. Miranda doing a nice job with a couple of trays right at the end of the quarter. Bellevue with the opening possession. Again, if you'd like to join our broadcast, the number is 402. Nice work inside. Hennings with the assist and the finish to Keziah Terrell. 402-515-7654. 13-point lead for the Bruins. Nice work inside. The assist to Hatcliffe, the back it to Chambers for the Tigers. Oh, both teams with 1 bucket so far in this second quarter. Laura Jurek guarded by Chambers. Cuts off her path to the basket over to Miranda Hennings. Miranda on the drive. The nice bounce pass to Aisha Scott. She sees Keziah Terrell. The switch to the right hand. And Keziah, the southpaw shooter, the switch to the right hand. And another basket and another assist. Bellevue with 11 assists on 17 made baskets thus far in the game. The inside look to Hatcliffe. She gets a couple of touches off the rim and gets the bucket. Hatcliffe now the first player in double digits with 10. Looking inside, Kazaya. Almost another one. That one a little bit short as it was contested inside. Holtz into the lane. Shot no good. The rebound pulled down by Taylor DeMent. She'll bring it up the floor. Taylor streaking down the court. This is just Taylor's 4th game as she became eligible at the semester break. Nice play by DeMent to corral that pass in traffic. Bruins trying to get into an offensive flow here on this sequence. Shot clock down to 7. Open look, Keziah Terrell from the corner. That one swoops across the front of the rim into the hands of Megan Chambers. Collie Staples brings the ball across the floor. Now, back to Staples. Inside look to Hatcliffe. Double team down there. Good coverage, and that'll force a turnover as Hatcliffe called for the travel. Back in for the Tigers comes Maddie Portwine. First time into the game for Portwine. And also Faith Ross back in for the Bruins. Faith with 2 personal fouls, so she has to be a little bit careful with that. If she picks up a 3rd, she'll probably have to sit for the rest of the quarter. Faith to roughing traffic at the point guard position. Entry pass to Jurek. Back to the top of the key. Ross for 3. Faith Ross knocks down another tray. Faith was honored before the game, part of the 1,000-point club for the Bruins in her career. She's been at it once again today. That's now 9 points for her. She's perfect on the floor with her 4 shots today. Contact made inside. And a foul. That's going to be an offensive foul against Mac Hatcliffe. Her 2nd personal foul, so the leading scorer and rebounder in a little bit of foul trouble. $7:15 remaining in the first half of play. And stolen away, good hands by Collie Staples. And that's going to result in a foul. Miranda Headings trying to get the ball back. She'll pick up the foul, her 2nd personal. So a couple of Bruins now with 2 fouls. 1 team fouled in the quarter on each squad. Some of the Bellevue men's basketball team sitting across the way watching the action here. They'll be taking on Haskell Indian Nations University in today's nightcap at 6:30 p.m. Doane basketball. Ball movement right in front of the Bruins bench. A 3-point attempt. That one's off the mark. Terrell picks up the miss. Off the miss by Libby Trausch. Here's Ross looking ahead. Pull up for 3. Her first miss of the afternoon. Delaney Van Blaerkamp had her hands on the rebound. And she's fouled by Megan Chambers. Nice work hitting the boards by Delaney. The senior out of Holden, Missouri. 2nd team foul, 2nd personal foul on Chambers. First time into the game for Shelby Little, the sophomore out of Holiday Island, Arkansas, down in the Eureka Springs area, down in the Ozarks. That pass intercepted, 2nd steal by Collie Staples. She's going to go 1-on-1 against Faith Ross. Faith, conscious of those 2 fouls, couldn't do a whole lot on defense, so Staples gets the basket. 41-29 our score. 6.5 minutes till halftime. Scott on the switch. Into the corner, her pass goes out of bounds, so tough defense by the Tigers. Credit Maddie Portwine just into the game for applying pressure to force that bad pass and turnover. Staples with the basketball. Pace of the game slowing down just a little bit. It's been very fast pace thus far. Working inside the Chambers. I thought Shelby was going to get the block there, but she got a little bit of the arm as well. That's her 1st personal foul, 2nd team foul. And so the Doane Tigers will be back to the free throw line. They've already 6 out of 8 from the free throw line today. Olivia Bigger back in on the Bellevue squad. Chambers makes the first. She's a 56% free throw shooter on the season. Makes both. 41-31, a 10-point lead for the home team Bruins. Bellevue has led it all the way thus far. Ross with the basketball, working off the double screen at the top of the key. A loose ball stolen away by Chambers, so the Bruins suddenly have the yips ahead and bank it home. Maddie Portwine with the basket off the assist from Libby Troush. Dave Denley will call the Bruins' first timeout of the afternoon. As suddenly the Bruins offense has got the yips and have committed 3 turnovers on 3 consecutive possessions. The Bruins, 1 win and 2 losses thus far in the month of December. Games today and tomorrow to finish the month, finish the year. After this tournament, the Bruins will focus on the North Star Athletic Association. The Bruins with a 1-0 record thus far. They defeated the projected conference champion Dakota State earlier in this month of December. The rest of the schedule, conference games throughout January and February. Bellevue shooting 67% from the floor, 52% for the Doane Tigers. Again, that text message number if you want to join our broadcast, 402-515-7654. All right, back to the action. Bellevue basketball. Again, man-to-man defenses employed by both teams the entirety of this game. Little bounce pass inside to Scott. Aisha, turnaround move, shot short, no good. Ball loose on the floor, scramble for it. Aisha has it, and she'll ask for a timeout. Hattie move. Nice job by Aisha. She was on the floor surrounded by 2 Doane Tigers. Couldn't get away with it, so she asked for the timeout. Early in the game, we still have a whole handful of them. And a 30-second timeout will be taken by the Bruins. 5:28 remaining in the first half of today's game. Again, the Bellevue men will be taking on Haskell Indian Nations University. Haskell, a former member of the Midland Collegiate Athletic Conference with the Bruins, so those 2 teams have known each other historically from way back. That old conference disbanded, I believe it was now 6 years ago. Now the Bruins part of the North Star Athletic Association, along with schools in Iowa, North Dakota, South Dakota, and Wisconsin. 8 teams in the North Star Athletic Association, 12 teams in the Great Plains Athletic Conference. Kind of a similar scenario with teams from Nebraska, Iowa, North Dakota, and South Dakota. Here's the drive by DeMint. Behind the back, and the 30-second shot clock right before Taylor could get off the shot. 1 dribble too many. And so the Bruins suddenly been hit with turnovers. That's now the 9th turnover of the game against the Bruins. Doane had issues in the first quarter. Bellevue's having turnover issues here in the second. Hatcliffe with the basketball. That one's bounced off the shoulder of teammate Libby Troush. Delaney Van Blericon, the pull-up jump shot at the free throw line. That's no good. Rebound pushed ahead to Holtz. She's trying to run the floor, gets Delaney up in the air, and Delaney wisely covers up on the basketball, committing the foul, but not able to get off the shot. So once again, Macy Holtz will head to the free throw line for 2 shots. 3rd personal against Delaney, so she'll head out. Miranda Hennings will head back in. And for the Tigers, Riley Rice, freshman out of Chapman, Nebraska, heads in. Again, Doane located in Crete, Nebraska. That's a little bit southwest of Lincoln. About an hour and a half, 2-hour drive from the Omaha Bellevue area. And both free throws again converted by Holtz. She is, I believe, 5 out of 6 from the free throw line today. Taylor DeMint walks the ball up the floor, pointing to her nose, signaling a play for the Bruins. Now the Bruins will reset. 2 players right, 2 players left in a box formation. DeMint has a little bit of a lane, but a foul's going to be called on the drive. That's going to go against Maddie Portwine. Portwine did a nice job stepping up initially to force Taylor to go wide, but then she came back and put a little bit too much pressure on the drive to the basket. Her first personal, each team with 3 team fouls in this quarter. Dement, the trigger person. Laura Jurek trying to work inside, had it stripped by Portwine, has it knocked out of her hands again by Portwine. Ball loose on the floor. Miranda Hennings winds up with it ahead to Aisha Scott, and the basket converted. Aisha with a heady play, Miranda with a heady assist. And the Bruins with an 8-point lead with 4:20 to go. Holtz guarded out front by Olivia Bigger. Olivia too aggressive on the defense. She'll pick up her second personal foul, 4th team foul against Bellevue.
The Bruins here in the second.
Hey, want to give a shout of thanks to Reese and Regan Malley working behind the scenes here, running the board and operating the camera. Dad's putting you guys to work here, the son and daughter of Bellevue assistant baseball coach and facilities coordinator Sean Malley getting us online today. Drive to the basket by Portwine. That one's cut off. Head fake and drive into the lane. Shot from 3-point land. That's no good. Tracked down to the corners. Olivia Bigger able to come away with it right in front of head coach Dave Denley. Bigger seeing a lot more playing time in this afternoon's game. The freshman out of Las Vegas, there's going to be a foul against Maddie Portwine going over the top, so that'll be the 4th team foul against Doane, her second personal. Aisha Scott will trigger it in on the Bruins inbounds play. Taylor Dement was wide open for a second. Now she's got the basketball. Looks around, finds Laura Jurek in front of the Doane bench. Laura tries to pass inside to Miranda Hennings. Miranda with a tough catch down low, tough shot underneath. Here comes Mac Hackcliffe running the floor. Kick out pass to Holtz, 3-point shot. That one's too strong. Battle for the rebound. Aisha Scott pulls it down. Scott, the Bruins leading rebounder on the season, averaging 6 boards per game. Pull up jump shot. Aisha off the back iron, no good. Hackcliffe with the rebound. Heads the other way. Bruins back on defense. Knocked away temporarily by Bigger. In the lane, Holtz, left-handed shot, no good. Hackcliffe and Jurek battling for the rebound. A foul's going to be called as they were butt cheek to butt cheek trying to grab that one. Laura picks up her first personal foul. That's the 5th team foul. So Mac Hackcliffe will go to the free throw line. Keziah Terrell back into the game for the Bruins. Back in Boston Boucher for the Doane College Tigers. Hackcliffe to the free throw line. She didn't really have to change her ensemble when she played at Beatrice High School. Their school colors are black and orange, same as Doane University. Excuse me, I did it again. Free throw is good. 11 points for Hackcliffe thus far, leading scorer for either team. Bruins with good balance in their scoring. Hackcliffe with 12, Chambers with 8, leading the Tigers. Laura Jurek with 7 points, Faith Ross with 9 points, and 3 different players with 6 apiece. Jurek to Hennings to Scott. Aisha looking for a cutting teammate. Instead goes back out to the top of the key. Shot clock to 10 for the Bruins. To the corner. Miranda, the look for 3. Miranda Hennings knocks down her 3rd tray of the afternoon. She's 3 out of 4 from behind the arc. And the Bruins push their lead back up to 9 points with 2.5 to go before our halftime break. There's a traveling violation as Riley Rice took a little skip and a hop before she put the dribble down.
Back into the Bruins, number 11, Shelby Little.
11 turnovers now for the Tigers, 9 turnovers for the Bruins. Shelby Little checks back into the game for the Bruins. Shelby redshirted last year, her 3rd year in the program. Trying to free herself up downside. A good head fake by Miranda Hennings. A shot from near the free throw line, no good. Chambers pulls down the rebound, kicks it out to Holtz, will bring it up the right side. Dave Denley dressed all in black today. Looks a little like Johnny Cash over there on the Bruins sideline. That one goes off the body of Boston Boucher. And now a dozen turnovers in the first half against the Tigers. 2:05 remaining. Bruins have been able to control the pace of the game pretty well. They've continued to be successful on offense. Into little Shelby with a head fake. Has it blocked by Chambers, however. Hatcliffe picks up the loose basketball, head up the floor. Trying to dribble through traffic. Scott denies her from a quick look down the lane. Here's the lane shot. Nice penetration on that one by Riley Rice. And she'll bank the layup home. 7-point lead for the Bruins, a minute and a half before halftime. Miranda looks over. Sees a corner, turnaround look by Taylor DeMent. Back in the iron, battle for the rebound. Nice job by Keziah Terrell to tip it to herself on the offensive rebound and put it in. Keziah having a great game. 4 points for Keziah. Inside Chambers works around Little for the basket. Good one-on-one effort there by the post player for the Tigers. Chambers listed at an even 6 foot. She's the tallest player on the roster for the Doane Tigers. DeMent, head fake, drive, spin, shot, count it. Taylor DeMent with a pretty fancy move in the lane. 6 points now for Taylor in 9 minutes of play. 35 seconds remaining, about 12 seconds difference between game and shot clock. Holtz down the lane, she'll draw another foul, this time against looks like Keziah.
Foul charge to the Bruins, number 24.
First personal against Keziah. 2 more free throws upcoming for Macy Holtz. 31 seconds remaining, so if the Bruins get the basketball after these free throws or the rebound, they'll try to hold for the final possession. It didn't work out so well in the first quarter, but subs back in for the Bruins. Pretty much the starting lineup, with the exception of Delaney Van Blaricon, who's on the bench with 3 fouls. Taylor DeMent on the floor. First free throw's off the mark. Bruins want to secure the rebound and then run the clock down before taking the final shot. That's the game plan with 31 seconds remaining. Holtz hits the free throw, so Bruins do have the ball. And the Bruins can just waste some time for a bit before they get into their offensive flow, probably with about 7 or 8 seconds on the clock. Taylor DeMent just dribbling some time off the clock, now at 15. Dave Denley shouting directions across the way. Faith Ross will be fouled on the grab by Macy Holtz. 9 seconds left, so 2 free throws upcoming, as that's the 5th team foul, 2nd personal against Holtz. Terrell and Olivia Bigger back in for the Bruins. Shelby Little as well, as Coach Denley doesn't want any of his starters, who have a couple of fouls under their belt so far, to collect any more. Ross to the free throw line. 2nd leading scorer for the Bruins. Faith hits the first. Faith, a 62% free throw shooter on the season. That one just a little bit short, so the Tigers may get the final shot. Up ahead. Drive, left-handed shot, up and in on the basket by Libby Troush. And that's how the first half will end. The Bellevue University Bruins 51, the Doane University Tigers 44. So a pretty solid offensive first half for both squads. The Bruins come away. They had leads as large as 13, I believe. And at halftime, they will lead it by 7 points. All right, let's take a quick look, see if we've got any more messages in the queue. We do not. So let's look at some of our halftime stats. Team leaders for the Bruins. Faith Ross leads in points with 10. Laura Jurek leads in rebounds with 4. Miranda Hennings with 5 assists in that category. For Doane, Mac Hatcliffe with 12 points leads that category. Mac Hatcliffe also the leading rebounder with 6. Olivia Nall with 3 assists. Bellevue shot 58% in that first half. Outstanding shooting by the Bruins. They got off to that sizzling start. 58% from the floor. Bellevue hit on 5 3-point attempts and 2 out of 4 from the free throw line. For the Doane Tigers, they shot 52%. That's good shooting as well. Only 1 out of 7 from behind the arc. They've been good at the free throw line. 13 out of 16. That's 81%. Again, a new live stats link going here. I don't have all of the players' totals, individual totals right here. So we'll have to skip that category. All right. Again, if you would like to be part of our broadcast during this halftime break, send along a text message. Let me know where you're listening, who you're rooting for, any basketball trivia you want me to pass along, just about anything within reason. 402-515-7654 on this sunny Thursday afternoon. A beautiful winter's day. Temperatures have been in the 40s in the Bellevue area all day today, mostly sunny, and we might get a little rain or snow mix later on tonight, but not too bad a way to end the year weather-wise. I'm going to take about a 7 or 8 minute break, catch a quick drink of water, and be back in a little bit. Again, that text message number, if you want to join us, 402-515-7654. Be back in a bit. Keep it right here on the Bellevue Bruins Sports Network. Welcome back to the Bellevue Bruins Sports Network. Both teams back out on the floor getting ready for second half. The Bruins on top at that halftime break. 51 for the Bruins, 44 for the Doane University Tigers. Mick Krupski back behind the microphone for the broadcast. Thanks everyone for listening in today. Kind of a medium-sized crowd on hand today as a lot of people, a lot of the students here at Bellevue University at home during the holiday break. A lot of families listening in. We're glad you are with us. Let's turn to see if we've got a few more text messages, and we do. The Stebbings are listening in Aurora, Nebraska, rooting for number 12, Maddie Portwine. And the Doane Tigers, they say, go Maddie. Aurora, straight down Interstate 80, a couple hours away from the Bellevue, Omaha area. Glad you guys are with us today. Excuse me. And, oops, hit the wrong button. Go back. All right, I'm sorry I accidentally erased the text message that we got from Colorado. I saw Colorado on it, but my fat thumb hit the wrong button and I erased it instead of reading it. So if you would resend that, please. Sorry about that. We've got, again, if you would like to join us and I don't accidentally erase it, 402-515-7654 is the text message number. All right, I found the page with everybody's stats into the game so far. For the visiting Doane University Tigers, Mac Hatcliffe leads the way with 12 points. Megan Chambers has 10. They're the two double-digit scorers. Holtz with 7. Troush with 5. 4 for Staples. And nobody else with more than 2 points for the Tigers. For the home team Bruins, Faith Loss leads the way. 10 points for her. 8 points for Dement. 7 points for Laura Jurek. 9 points for Miranda Henning. Aisha Scott has 6. Keziah Terrell has 6. And then nobody else with more than 2 for the rest of the Bellevue roster. Again, Bellevue shot a great 56% from the floor in that first half, including 5 3-pointers. Doane shot 54%, but just 1 from behind the arc. One of the stories behind the arc, the other story at the free throw line. The Tigers have been to the free throw line 16 times in the game so far. Bellevue has only been there 4 times. So a disparity of 13 points to 2 from the free throw line in that category. That's what's helped keep Doane in the game. We'll be back on the air tomorrow. You'll have a chance to hear both contests. Doane will be taking on Mayville State, fellow members of the North Star Athletic Association, along with Bellevue. That game will be at 12 noon Central Time tomorrow. And then the Bruins will be back in action again at 4:30 as they take on Iowa Wesleyan University. So the Bruins playing the Doane Tigers today. They'll play the Iowa Wesleyan Tigers tomorrow. That's the schedule for the women's side of the tournament. In men's action, the Bellevue men will be taking on Haskell Indian Nation University at 6:30 tonight, immediately following this women's game. And then tomorrow on the men's side of the slate, Dakota State University will be taking on Haskell at 2. And then Bellevue will wrap up the Fairfield Inn and Suites by Marriott Basketball Classic as they take on Northwestern College tomorrow at 6:30. So 5 more games after this one as part of this year's slate in the Fairfield Inn by Marriott Basketball Classic. After this week's tournament, Bruin men and women turn their attention. The rest of the schedule part of the North Star Athletic Association conference slate. All right, just about ready to get back to the action here in the second half. James Ice Benford, the Bellevue assistant coach, talking with the 5 starters from the second half. One more text in the queue here. Let's go Bruins from California. Ash's parents, Jeff and Amy, are watching today. Ashton not in the lineup today. You can see her sitting in street clothes across the way. She's a little bit under the weather, so not sure she'll be ready to play tomorrow or not, or she might have to sit out both of these and get stronger for conference slate, which begin next week. All right, let's get back to the basketball action. First possession of the second half belongs to the Doane Tigers as they work inside the Megan Chambers. Chambers, a couple of dribbles, now has to pass back outside to Holtz. Back to Chambers, the pass a little bit too strong. It goes off the hand of Aisha Scott. and hits the end line. Asia would have probably been better just letting that one go out of bounds. Instead, Doane keeps possession with 17 seconds remaining on the 30-second shot clock. Holtz inside to Chambers. Tallest player there. She misses the easy one inside. Laura Jurek comes away with the rebound. Jurek gives it up to Miranda Hennings. Miranda has 3 trays already today. Decides to pass up on that one. Here's Faith Ross. She'll reset the Bruin offense back at the top of the key. Working behind the screen by Jurek. Scott tries to free herself over into the corner. Now she becomes available. Shot clock down to 7. Aisha out. Miranda set, shoots. That one won't go down. Laura Jurek with the rebound. Split a couple of Doane defenders. Came away with the board and gets fouled by number 3, Macy Holtz. So that's the third on Macy Holtz, the Tigers point guard, and a little foul difficulty as we start this third quarter. Inbounds play for the Bruins. Aisha to trigger it in. Hennings coming around the screen, now feeds inside to Jurek. Kick out pass to Ross. Now to Hennings, now back to Jurek. Those 3 playing a little catch. Laura finds a seam, up and under Laura Jurek with her 8th and 9 points of the game. Laura becoming more of an offensive threat as her career goes on. Nice drive to the baseline by Macy Holtz. She does the same thing that Laura did, split a couple of defenders and found a seam in a basket. That one's tipped away into the hands of Megan Chambers. The turnover gives the ball back to Doane. I think it was Olivia Now who got a little piece of that one to make that steal possible. Again, working down to Chambers inside. Bodies crunching down below. The shot no good. The ball put back too strong on the miss by Hatcliffe inside. Over a minute and a half gone by. Nice move down the baseline by Ross, but good recovery by Staples on defense. Hennings passes up. Open look for Aisha Scott from about 15 feet, a little bit short. And it'll go out of bounds. It'll be Tiger basketball. Again, an offensive explosion in the first half. 95 total points. Both teams shooting over 53%. Looking inside again to Chambers. That pass a little bit too tall, but it's recovered by the Tigers. Baseline drive. That's going to be. Tigers will maintain possession. I thought it might have gone off the leg of Callie Staples, but nope. 10 seconds remaining on the shot clock for the Tigers to run the inbounds play. Trying to set some screens to free up Hatcliffe. Instead, they go the opposite side. Baseline drive. Bounce pass. No good on the short shot by Chambers. Played her high school ball at Millard North in the Omaha Metro Conference. Jurek, drive around Chambers through the defense, but comes up a little bit short on the shot. Chambers with the rebound over to Holtz. Corner look, trying to feed inside to Hatcliffe. Her shot blocked by Faith Ross. Great defense by the Gretna native Faith Ross. Face trying to go to the hoop, leaves it behind for Keziah Terrell. Terrell a little off the mark, but Ross the putback. That's no good, and Chambers pulls down the rebound. Chambers with 5 rebounds in the game. Open look in the corner for Macy Holtz. She knocks down the tray, and the Tigers get 3-point closer as the Bruins lead by 4. Whistle blows across the way as the officials, it looks like Aisha's got a bloody nose, so she'll have to come out of the game. Get that taken care of by Bellevue athletic trainer Mike Livergood across the way. Into the game for the Bruins comes number 32, Amina Hall, and number 4, Taylor Dement. Taylor from Tulsa, Oklahoma, Amina from Denton, Texas, so straight line south from Bellevue. Take I-35 and you'll get to the hometowns of both of those squads, or at least in the neighborhood. Miranda Hennings, couple of touches on the rim, but that 3-point attempt won't go down. Miranda was 3 out of 4 in the first half. She's missed on a couple opportunities here in the second. Hatcliffe been kind of quiet for the leading scorer. Thread the needle pass. Chambers shot no good. Rebound pulled away. Here comes DeMent. Burst of speed on the right side. Loses the basketball temporarily. Now she loses it for good as it was tipped away. The pass ahead to Hatcliffe. Jump stop and the basket. Assist to Callie Staples in the basket to Matt Hatcliffe. Dave Denley will call the timeout as the Bruins off to kind of a sluggish start here in the third quarter. Bellevue still with a 2-point lead, 53-51. Doane has outscored the Bruins 7-2 here in the first 4 minutes of this third quarter. All right, no more new texts in the queue. We've heard from California, Illinois, Nebraska, and another California. So thanks, everybody, for listening in this afternoon. And if you want to catch up or you want to look back at all the other broadcasts that we've brought you in this 2022 season, you can go to the Fan Zone at the BUBruins.com website. Just click on Live Link and go to the on-demand section, and you can find all of the previous games that the Bruins have played here in the 2022 part of the schedule. You can do that with all the different sports that we cover here in the Bellevue Bruins Sports Network. Matt Hatcliffe with 14 points leads the way for the Tigers. Megan Holtz with 12, or Maddie Holtz, excuse me. Megan Chambers with 10. So 3 double-digit scores for the Tigers. Only 1 double-digit score thus far for the Bruins. Faith Ross has 10. Jurek and Hennings with 9, so they're knocking on the door. 5:55 remaining in the third period. Double team. Amina Hall tries to work her way through it. And instead a foul is going to be called. Let's see if it's going to be Hatcliffe or Chambers. It'll be Megan Chambers will pick up her 3rd personal foul, 2nd team foul against Doane. Side out for the Bruins. Again into the hands of Amina Hall. Working inside to Taylor DeMent. Makes the catch. And a foul's going to be called. Callie Staples will be hit with her first personal foul, to the objections of the Doane fans who have made the trip here this afternoon. So now 3 team fouls, none for the Bruins in this third period. That one's tipped away. Good play by Maddie Holtz. Now Macy Holtz, now she's trying to run the floor, has a tip from behind by Taylor DeMent.
Possession stays with the Tigers.
This Doane University team is a fairly young team. A lot of freshmen and sophomores on their roster. Bellevue with more experience, including those 3 5-year players. That one's going to be a foul on Laura Jurek as she tried to go for the steal. First team foul of the quarter. That's Laura's 2nd personal. Going inbounds play. Before we get there, Delaney Van Blericon checks in, replacing Miranda Hennings. Macy Holtz, the trigger person, looks for Chambers. She's not available. Hatcliffe is. Quick ball movement. Now Megan Chambers working down low. Tries to clear some space down low, but short on the shot. Chambers, one of those freshmen I just mentioned, so 1 year out of her high school career at Millard North. Drive, a great head fake by Taylor DeMent, and the drive down the lane. The sophomore out of Tulsa notches 2 more points for the Bruins. Down the lane, open look, nothing in. The Chambers rebound and put back. The initial drive by Staples didn't go down, but Megan Chambers with the offensive rebound. And again, the Tigers are within 2 points. Aisha Scott back in for the home team. As an and 1 free throw here for Chambers. Chambers with 12 points. 2 for 2 from the free throw line thus far. Now 2 for 3. That one's tipped out of bounds. It'll be Bellevue basketball as it went off the hands of Olivia Nall. Libby Troush back in for Doane. Huniata, Nebraska, is I believe how that's pronounced, her hometown. Not one of the larger towns in the state. A zone defense look here shown by the Tigers. First time we've seen that today. Well, the Bruins will have to adjust their offensive flow here with that. Trying to look inside to Scott instead. DeMent, 3-point look. That one's no good. The rebound goes to Troush. and a chance to tie or take the lead for the Tigers. That one's knocked away. Van Blericon tips it over to Laura Jurek. Laura will bring it up. Delaney, Van Blericon, three-point look, it's good. Delaney, the Holden, Missouri native, knocks that one down. Her first three-pointer of the afternoon. One of the great three-point shooters on the Bruins squad. Into the lane, and then back out. Holtz with the basketball halfway through the 30-second shot clock. Doane looks a little confused on offense this trip. Drive to the basket, splitting defenders. Loose ball on the floor. Coming away with it is Taylor DeMent. The Bruins have a 2-on-2. DeMent with a nice move down the left side of the lane. Head fake to the right, step to the left. Across the way, Ryan Baumgartner pleading his case to the officials. Meanwhile, Macy Holtz drives right side for the baseline layup. Holtz didn't like the no call on that last player. He wanted a call. Play continued on. 60-55, 3.5 minutes remaining in the third period. Bellevue has led from the start, but a turnover there, or are they going to say it was tipped? One of the Tigers got a hand on it that forced the ball out of bounds. It kind of rolled off the fingertips of Delaney Van Blericon and went out of bounds, but tipped by a Tiger to make that happen. Bruins with 12 seconds on the shot clock. Trying to look inside to Amina Hall, nothing there. Aisha Scott. Again, the zone look. Long three-point attempt by Van Blericon at the buzzer. And the outside official said it didn't hit the rim. It looked like it hit the side of the rim. Dave Denley is irate across the way. The official closest to the basket didn't make the call. The official on the opposite side of the court. It didn't hit the top of the rim, but it looked like it hit the side of the rim. Anyway, the officials are going to let that call stand. So a 30-second shot clock violation against the Bruins. And now we see Bellevue with a little backcourt pressure. Trying to force a turnover or just take time off the shot clock against Doane. Inside pass to Hatcliffe. She's bumped from behind. Mac Hatcliffe with the basket. The foul against Keziah Terrell. That's her second personal foul. 3 team fouls on both squads with 3:02 remaining in the quarter. Hatcliffe now up to 16 points. Again, she's averaging almost 22 points per game. The and one is off the mark. Amina Hall with the rebound. And the Bruins back on offense. Scott, the left-handed dribble into traffic. And there's going to be a reach-in call as she got slapped. Maddie Portwine will pick up the foul. Third personal foul on Portwine. So the Bruins again will have an inbounds play. 21 seconds on the shot clock. Trying to free Amina inside against traffic. Blocked inside. Scramble for the basketball. Good defensive play by Libby Trausch. Quickly up the floor come the Tigers. Portwine to the corner. Into the hands of Staples. Now back to the top of the key. Holtz with the three-point attempt. No good. Delaney Van Blericon with the rebound and bringing it up the floor. Bruins trying to push the envelope. Delaney pull-up jump shot. Pulled up a little bit too short. Ball loose. Now regained by Hatcliffe, and she'll draw the foul. Aisha Scott almost had the steal, but instead Hatcliffe able to get the ball back. 3-point lead for the Bruins with 2:24 remaining. Subs back in are Rice and Chambers for the Tigers. Bellevue has only played one conference game so far. The rest of the final 2 months of the schedule will be in conference. Doane has already played 8 Great Plains Athletic Conference games because there's 12 schools in the conference, so they get a lot of their schedule done and then finish up after the new year. Terrell back in, Ross back in. Good ball movement to the opposite side. 3-point look, no good. Loose ball underneath. Laura Jurek comes away with it after the miss by Trausch. Ross quickly ahead. Faith will pull it back out. Jurek will go right back in. Laura Jurek with the basket on the right side. That was the shot we saw at the buzzer in the Bruins win against Dakota State a couple of weeks ago as she knocked it home. Jurek now in double digits for the Bruins. 5-point lead at 1:40 to go in the third period. Chambers makes herself available off the assist from Riley Rice. Chambers with a dozen points for the Tigers. The lead down to 3. 1:22. Olivia Biggers drives into a jump ball. Good defensive play by Callie Staples. Possession arrow, however, points to the Bellevue Bruins. Headings back in for Bellevue. Hatcliffe back in for Doane. Jurek spins inside, loses the basketball. Doane running the floor to Chambers with the basket. Again, the assist to Riley Rice and a Megan Chambers basket. A 1-point game. That one's tipped out of bounds. It'll stay Bellevue basketball. Libby Troush trying to go for the steal there. Back in comes Taylor Dement. Dement played 2 years at the University of Central Oklahoma before coming to Bellevue. As I mentioned earlier, just her 4th game for the Bruins after becoming eligible at the semester break. Under a minute to go in the third period. Bruins trying to advance their 1-point lead. Jurek backs inside. Scott outside. Ross 3-point attempt. No good. Hatcliffe with the rebound. 40 seconds on the game clock, 23 seconds on the shot clock. Again, an opportunity for Doane to take their first lead of the game. Bruins have had leads, a couple of double digits leads. 3-point attempt is good from downtown. Riley Rice gives the Tigers their first lead of the afternoon. 64-62, the Bruins will hold for the final shot of the period. Bruins led at 51-44 at halftime, but a 20-point third quarter for the Tigers. Scott out of control, puts up a shot, no good. And a foul in the backcourt with 1/10 of a second.
Foul's going to go against the Bruins, charge 2.
And that'll be the 5th team foul against Bellevue, the 3rd personal against Miranda Henning. So not a good time for the foul with 1/10 of a second. It'll send Mac Hatcliffe to the free throw line for 2 free throws. The leading scorer for the Tigers at the free throw line. Chambers is 2 for 3 from the line this afternoon. Make that 3 out of 4. A 3-point lead for the Tigers. With 1/10 of a second, if it's in or out, the Bruins won't be able to do anything really with an inbound pass, so they just pass it into the backcourt. And we're at the end of 3 periods of play. Our score, the Doane University Tigers 66, the Bellevue University Bruins 62. Bellevue with only 11 points in that quarter to 22 for the Tigers. Doane doubling up on the Bruins in that third period. Still 10 more minutes to go. Bruins hoping to regain some of that scoring magic that they had earlier in the afternoon. All right, we got another text message from the Bellcaster family in Chicago. Let's go Miranda, let's go Bruins. Thanks again, you guys, for joining us this afternoon. Hopefully Chicago is getting some of this nice late December weather that we're getting here in the Omaha Bellevue area as well. And again, we want to remind you can watch Vinny Bellcaster and the rest of his Bellevue University teammates. They'll be in action about 20 minutes or so. Well, whatever, 6:30 is the starting time, so they'll adjust the starting time to that. So be sure to stay with us, Bellevue University fans. Quick look at the stats. Bellevue now shooting 49% on the game. 51% for the Tigers. Taylor DeMent with 12 points leads the way for the Bruins. Laura Jurek with 7 rebounds and 6 assists in those categories. Mac Hatcliffe with 18 points also leads with 10 rebounds. Olivia Nowell with 4 assists in those categories for the Bruins. 10 minutes remaining. Here we go. Doane with the first possession of this final quarter. Over the top pass, now a work inside. Chambers tries to spin against a couple of Bruins. Outside to Rice, she comes available. The Bruins double team her across the way. Still a lot of time on the shot clock for the Tigers. Hatcliffe with the drive, tough angle. Good defense by Aisha Scott to deny her a good look on the left side of the lane. Bruins trying to work around the perimeter. Inbound pass, that's going to be a foul from behind. That'll go against Riley Rice. First team foul of this period against Doane. Second personal against Rice. A trio of fresh Tigers come up off the bench. Holtz, Staples, and Nall, the 3 newcomers on the floor for the Tigers. Ross, one-on-one situation inside against Holtz. Can't get it to go, and a foul from behind. I think that's going to go, let's make sure. Laura Jurek will pick up Bellevue's first team foul, her 3rd personal. So several players on both squads with 3 personal fouls. Let's see if that becomes even more critical if they pick up another one in the next couple of minutes. Working the ball down the left side, right in front of the Tiger bench. Now a reverse to this right side. Megan Chambers has been a focal point. She's had a touch on almost every offensive possession in this second half for the Tigers. Here's a drive through the lane, shot off the mark on the one-hander by Staples. Bruins pushing it ahead. Miranda Hennings will look for 3, no go. Hatcliffe comes away with the rebound, pushing it up the court. 2-on-2 fast break. Steps inside. Ross temporarily knocks it away. And a jump ball call with a possession arrow pointing to Bellevue. So Miranda Hennings and Faith Ross with good defense. Miranda gets the tie-up. Hennings and Jurek with 3 personal fouls. Also Van Blaricon for the Bruins. Holtz and Chambers and Portwine with 3 personal fouls for Doane. Bellevue trailing by 4. Hatcliffe got the steal and then drew the foul. So, and then draw the foul against Keziah Terrell, number 23 for the Tigers and 24 for the Bruins. So Terrell picks up her 3rd foul. So another, now 4 Bruins with 3 fouls. Drive in the lane, bounce pass to Chambers. Had difficulty getting the handle on it, but still able to control it. Here's Holtz, contact in the lane against Faith Ross. Faith will pick up another foul. That will be her 3rd, so make it 5 Bruins now with a trio of fouls. Dave Denley again, not happy with the call. Thought Faith had used her body. Taylor DeMent will check back in, replacing Faith. Give her a couple minutes to rest and prevent her from picking up another foul. Again, Chambers, the recipient of the entry pass. Holtz in the lane, turnaround jump shot, too strong. DeMent just off the bench, gets the rebound. Taylor streaking down the floor, bounce pass to Jurek, contact made. That's going to be an offensive against Jurek. So that'll be her 4th personal foul, as the defender had established position. Libby Troush back into the game for Doane. The Bruins, neither team able to score in the first 2 minutes of this 4th quarter. Still the same score as it was at the end of 3. Amina Hall back into the game for the Bruins. Light backcourt pressure. Now the Bruins have to fall back as the Tigers go over the top. Holtz from behind the arc now puts up the dribble. Dribble drive by Staples. Now she'll give it off to Hatcliffe. 3-point attempt. That one's too strong. No good, but Chambers keeps it alive with the offensive rebound after the miss by Troush. Hatcliffe with the basketball. Miranda Hennings working against her on defense. Shot clock in single digits. A drive in the lane. Chambers again, the kick out pass. Shot clock down to 2, but Taylor DeMent with the steal. Dribbles between players. Bruins with a 3-on-1 break. Keziah Terrell the trailer. Keziah with the left hand off the glass and in. 8 points now for Terrell. And the Bruins down just by 2 with 7 minutes remaining in the game. Trying to work inside, a split the needle pass. Hall went for the steal but missed it. And Megan Chambers banks it home. Now 16 points for Chambers. Make that 18 points as she's tied with Hatcliffe for the team lead. 36 points out of that duo of Tiger players. Amina, a 3-point look. Short on the shot, the rebound. Grabbed away by Libby Trausch. Holtz driving to the lane, pulls up the basketball, kicks it back out to Trausch. Hatcliffe working against Hennings. Miranda, another nice job on defense, not getting Hatcliffe able to get set for a good shot down low. Taylor DeMint with the basketball. Comes in, comes out, passes out. And a foul's going to be called.
To the Tigers, number 10. The second, team second.
Staples with the foul, Callie Staples.
Number 11, Little, number 23.
Shelby Little back in. Delaney Van Blaricon back in for the Bruins. A 4-point game at 68-64.
Also checking in for the Bruins, number 5, Olivia Bigger.
Olivia Bigger checks back in as well. So Dave Denley trying to keep, both coaches trying to keep fresh bodies on the floor in these closing minutes. Little makes herself available. Her shot up and in there, no good. Olivia Bigger gets it back. She goes up with the left hand and she's fouled. And Olivia will head to the free throw line for 2 shots. That's going to go against Megan Chambers, her 4th personal foul. So the post player with 18 points with 4 fouls. She and Laura Jurek for the Bruins, the only 2 players with those 4 fouls. Chambers will step out as Riley Rice comes in. Here's Olivia Bigger at the line. Olivia averaging 2 points per game. A good free throw shooter in a small sample size, 86%. Off the back iron, no good. She'll get another one. 6:07 remaining in the game. That one, almost the exact same spot on the back of the iron, no good. Tigers down the lane. Riley Rice gets the shot rolling across, but it won't go down. Shelby Little keeps it alive underneath for the Bruins. Here's Aisha Scott pushing it ahead. Aisha, short dribble. Scott, no good. Little put back. Too short, but she's fouled. So Shelby Little will head to the free throw line for 2 throws here.
Number 33, Riley Rice.
Riley Rice picks up her 3rd personal foul.
Shelby Little for the Bruins.
Here's Shelby at the line. 3 points per game, her average. Off the mark, so 3 consecutive free throw misses for the Bruins. Giving away some opportunities to score points without taking time off the clock. The foul is off the back of the iron, no good. So 0 for 4 at the line the last 2 times down for the Bruins. Holtz guarded by DeMint. Bounce pass inside. That's going to be a foul against Olivia Biggers as she got behind. Libby Trausch trying to work her way down the lane. 3rd personal against Olivia now, so add another name to that list of players with 3 personal fouls. 5th team foul, so free throws upcoming for Libby Trausch. Trausch averages 7.5 points per game, hits the free throw. 62% free throw shooter on the season is Trausch. It'll be Bellevue basketball in the battle for the rebound.
Charge 2, number 33, Riley Rice.
5.5 minutes remaining in the game. As back in is Mac Hatcliffe. Foul was called on that last play, not a possession. So Aisha Scott will march down to the other end for 2 free throws as that foul was called on Riley Rice. So she has 4 and 5 consecutive misses now from the free throw line for the Bruins. That has really hurt. Statement of the obvious there, right? And the streak is broken. Aisha hits the second of the 2 free throws.
Number 21.
Laura Jurek with 4 fouls back into the game. Delaney Van Blaricon with 4 fouls in the game, along with Bigger, Scott, and DeMint. Backcourt pressure. And a 5-second, or did they get the timeout? They got the timeout just before the 5-second called. An alert timeout called by Ryan Gardner. Baumgartner saw his team in trouble, called the timeout. Bellevue has 2 timeouts left. Doane has 3 timeouts left in today's action with 5:30 remaining. It's Doane 69, Bellevue 65. All right, I recovered the Colorado text message. Go Laura from Nate and Courtney on the way to Colorado. I found out where my fat thumb had put it in an off-site folder. Contact at half court, no foul called, a scrum. The Tigers come away with the basketball. Into the lane goes Troush to kick out pass. 3-point attempt off the mark on the miss by Portwine. Delaney Van Blaricon with the rebound out to Aisha Scott. Scott pulls up. Across the way to Taylor DeMett. Taylor looking for a teammate. Dave Denley shouting for his team to move, get into an offensive flow. Van Blaricon get the entry. Pass the shot from Delaney on the little baseline jumper from about 7 or 8 feet. Van Blaricon now with 7 points. Tipped away from behind by DeMett. It goes out of bounds, and so it'll stay Doane basketball. A 2-point game with 4:52. Megan Chambers back into the game. She has 4 fouls. But she's been a focal point of their offense here in the 3rd and 4th quarters. Has it in her hands once again. Reverse of the basketball to Holtz. Tipped away by Taylor DeMint, trying to get the steal, and she does. A chance for the Bruins to tie it or take the lead. Here's Aisha Scott, right over by Dave Denley. Reverse of the basketball to Jurek at the top of the key. High arcing pass, kind of ill-advised pass into traffic. There were 3 defenders there. It goes out of bounds, and it'll stay Bellevue basketball, fortunately, for the home team.
For the Tigers, number 33, Ross. Also checking in for the Bruins, number 22, Ross, number 33, Hennings.
Faith Ross and Miranda Hennings back in for the Bruins. Four of the 5 starters on the floor for the Bruins right now. A little towel duty. It's kind of a toasty day. This is the 3rd game of the afternoon. It's warm weather for December in here, and so the heat kind of stays inside after a lot of athletic endeavors here today. That pass slung out of bounds. Aisha trying to get it out to Miranda Hennings, but didn't get a firm grip on the pass and the turnover. Bellevue has 17 turnovers. Doane has 17 turnovers on the game. 4:14 remaining in the game. A 2-point lead for the visitors from Crete. There's going to be a foul called on Taylor DeMint. First personal foul on Taylor DeMint. But the Bruins above the limit, so free throws upcoming for Riley Rice, the freshman from Chapman, Nebraska. Rice with 5 points on the afternoon. Make it 6 with that free throw. Tigers are 16 out of 24 from the free throw line today, 67%. And it'll go up by 1 more point and a couple of ticks on the percentage. Delaney back in for the Bruins. 4:11 on the clock. Bruins trail by 4, 2-possession game. Coach Dave Denley said he wanted to try to hold the opponent to under 70 points. That's obviously a good mark for the defense, but Doane is able to get beyond that mark with 71 right now. Let's see if the Bruins offense can catch fire once again and climb over the mark. Foul called inside on Hatcliffe. That'll send Laura Jurek to the free throw line. Bruins have been only 1 out of 6 from the line here the last couple of trips. Last 3 trips, let's see if Laura can knock down a couple here. First one is good. About 3 taps on the rim before it finally decided to fall. And both converted. So Laura steps up and knocks them both down. And the pass over the top and out of bounds. The turnover gives it back for the Bruins and a chance to tie once again.
Opposition into the Tigers, number 3, Holtz.
Macy Holtz back into the game. Holtz, the playmaker for the Tigers when she's not on the floor. The Tigers have a little bit more difficulty handling the basketball. Here's Taylor DeMint, Laura Jurek. Fakes the give route. Faith Ross streaking to the basket. Ross off the Jurek assist. That's, I think, the 4th time those two players have combined on assists and basket today. The Bruins with 19 assists on 29 made basket. Outstanding teamwork. Under 3.5 to go. Holtz, bounce pass inside to Chambers. Those two working against each other. Chamber and Jurek both with 4 fouls. Megan Chambers with the basket. Now a team leading 20 points for the Tigers post. Back to a 2-point game, 73-71. Jurek. Defended there by Portwine. Taylor DeMint has a quick first step to get around her defender. DeMint with the basket. Taylor now with 14 points for the Bruins. Quickly down the floor comes Matt Hatcliffe, and again a 2-point lead for the Tigers. They wasted no time on the transition on that play to get the bucket. Here's Faith Ross. Portwine got a hand on that temporarily, but Van Blaricon able to pull it in. Entry pass to Miranda, 1-on-1, now double team. Kick out pass, shot clock, single digits. DeMint, a quick release off the back of the iron. Battle for the rebound is won by Holtz. 2:15, clock counting. Both teams, Bellevue with 2 timeouts, 3 timeouts remaining for Doane. Should the coaches or teams need to use them. Van Blaricon with the steal as Holtz was falling out of bounds. DeMint into traffic, tough contact, body on the floor. It's going to be a foul, and 2 free throws for Taylor DeMint, and that will be the 5th foul on Megan Chambers. Chambers will leave with 20 points on 9 of 14 shooting, 7 rebounds, and 5 fouls in 27 minutes of play. So her presence will be a big loss. Her absence will be a big loss for Doane. Coming in to take her place is Libby Trausch.
And number 21, Trausch.
And also Callie Staples.
DeMint shooting, Scott checking back into the game.
DeMint with 14 points. Her lavender-colored shoes toe the free throw line. Shot up and good. Free throw is perfect from Taylor. Taylor, an outstanding free throw shooter in her short time as a Bellevue Bruin, averaging 5 points per game. So this is a big game for her. And makes both free throws, and we're tied once again. Exactly 2 minutes to go. 75-75. Keziah Terrell back in on defense for the Bruins. Backcourt pressure. Ball in the hand of Holtz. She's their most steady ball handler. Goes over the top, cross court to Staples. Now down to the corner. Doane needed about 8 seconds to get it across the timeline, but they get in their offensive flow. There's about 1 or 2 too many steps. Traveling violation against Riley Rice. So the turnover gives the ball back to the Bruins. The 19th turnover of the game against Doane. Couple of possessions left for each team. 75-75, 134 and counting. Jurek over near the Bruin bench, trying to run a cutter. Hennings, top of the key. Still plenty of time. Shot clock at 10. Aisha Scott tries to penetrate, gets inside. Left-handed shot high off the glass and in. Aisha Scott with the basket to give the lead back to the Bruins. Bellevue had the lead for most of the first 3 quarters. There's a drive to the basket by Holtz. Scott,
Chuck shoot number 24, Terrell.
Keziah Terrell will pick up the foul.
Line we go. Macy Holtz is shooting.
Macy Holtz will get 2 free throws here. That's the 4th personal on Kazaya. So big free throws here with 1:09 remaining. First one is no good. Rattles but won't go down. Second free throw. That one is good. A 1-point lead for the Bruins. A timeout called by the Doane Tigers head coach Ryan Baumgartner. 1:09 remaining. The Bellevue Bruins 77. The Doane Tigers 76. An exciting conclusion to this afternoon's 3rd game of the day as part of the Fairfield Inn by Marriott Basketball Classic. And more basketball coming your way right after this. Bellevue University men will be taking on the Haskell Indian Nation University men. 6:30 the scheduled starting time for that. Maybe a few minutes later than that, depending upon the length of this one. They always like to give 30 minutes as a warm-up time between games. Gives a chance for the previous players to get out of the floor and the new guys to come on and get ready. And don't forget, at the end of this game, we'll go back to our post-game interviews with one of the Bellevue players and head coach Dave Denley. So stick around for that. Taylor DeMent with 16 points leads the way for Bellevue. Laura Jurek has 13. Faith Ross has 12. For the Tigers, Megan Chambers with 20, but now she's on the bench. Mac Hatcliffe with 20. And Macy Holtz with 15. So each team with 3 double-digit scores on the afternoon. Or I guess we should say evening. It's after 6 o'clock. 1:09 on the score clock across the gym. Doane waiting on their half of the half-court line as Taylor DeMent slowly brings the ball up the floor. Bruins will try to play for 2 possessions to 1 for Doane if they can. Open look down low. Laura Jurek has it to Faith Ross. Fake head look, inside pass. Jurek has it. Still 10 seconds on the shot clock. Bruins trying to run it down. Faith Ross for 3. No good. The rebound brought down by Macy Holtz. Quickly ahead come the Tigers. 40 seconds on the clock. Rice. And a timeout called by Ryan Baumgartner. He's been pacing the sidelines over there trying. They say no, the whistle for the foul was called before the timeout request. So hold the phone on that. Riley Rice will head to the free throw line as the foul's called on Taylor DeMent, her 2nd personal. So more big free throws down the stretch. Rice ties it at 77 with the first one. 34 seconds on the game clock. Shot is good, a 1-point lead. And Dave Denley will ask for a timeout. Bellevue will only have 1 timeout remaining. He'll ask that the ball be forwarded up to half court. So the Bruins have a 4-second difference between game and shot clock. The most important thing is they need to score points on this possession, trailing by 1. An exciting conclusion as both of these teams coming into action today with 12 games under their belt. The Doane Tigers 7-5 coming in. The Bellevue Bruins 6-6. All right, a little sip of water there from me. All right, Bellevue with the possession here. Bellevue with 1 timeout remaining. Should they get hung up? Aisha Scott with the basketball. Will the Bruins try to score quickly here, or will they try to hold time off the clock? Laura Jurek dribbles away from that potential 5-second situation. Taylor DeMent now with the basketball. Inside to Aisha Scott. Scott working down the lane. Open look. Taylor DeMent, three-point shot. Won't go down. Holtz with the rebound, and she's tackled by three different Bruins. I think a little bad blood on the floor here. These teams have played very hard this afternoon. The foul's going to, well, let's see. Let's wait to see who the foul's going to go against. Miranda Hennings picks up her third personal foul. That will send Macy Holtz to the free throw line. 12.9 seconds remaining, so the Bruins still do have time, regardless of what happens here with these Holtz free throws. First one is off, so the Bruins will not need to shoot a three. But important to grab the rebound here. Scott and Jurek, the base people here on this free throw. They quash out, but the free throw is good, so a 2-point lead. Timeout once again called. The Bruins are now out of timeouts, but Dave Denley will set up the play for his team across the way. In their last home game, the Bruins won a tight one in a last-second shot. A two will tie, a tray will win it for the Bruins. Wheels are turning in the minds of the coaching staffs as they set up offenses and defenses here on what could be the final play of the game, or we could be headed to overtime. Both teams shooting at 47% on the game. Bruins have made 6 3-pointers, 3 for the Tigers. But Doane, 22 free throws made out of 32 attempts. Bellevue, 7 out of 12 from the free throw line. So 20 more free throws attempted by Doane. That's what helped keep them in the game. And they currently have the 2-point lead. Taylor DeMent, Laura Jurek, Miranda Hennings, Aisha Scott, and Faith Ross are the 5 Bruins on the floor for this play with 12.9 seconds remaining. Here we go. Jurek with the basketball, guarded by Hatcliffe. Laura, Miranda Hennings, a 3-point shot for the win. Off the back iron, no good. Rice with the rebound. She's fouled with 4.6 seconds. Miranda had a pretty good look, but couldn't get that one to go down. She's hit 3 during the game so far, but that one just wouldn't make it. And so more free throws. And that will be the 5th foul on Laura Jurek. She finishes the game with 13 points on 5 of 8 shooting, including a tray, 9 rebounds, and 8 assists. Pretty darn close to a triple-double for Jurek. Here's Riley Rice at the free throw line. First one is good. So now the Bruins have to hope she misses the second. If she makes it, the Bruins only have 4.6 seconds to score 4 points. That's near impossible. But a miss? No miss, it's good. And Doane now with a 4-point lead with 4.6 seconds. Clutch free throws there by Riley Rice, the freshman out of Chapman, Nebraska. Timeout called by Doane, as they're going to set the defense. Their defense basically is going to say, don't foul anybody, let them. Bruins have to go the length of the court. That'll take at least a couple of seconds, maybe launch something. Hope there might be a Tiger nearby who will foul them for an unusual 4-point play, a 3-pointer plus a free throw. But I'm sure Ryan Baumgartner is telling his players, don't foul. Let him shoot a 3, let him shoot a 2. Dave Denley still trying to talk strategy with his team across the way. Don't give up. Delaney Van Blaricon will be the trigger person. The Tigers will try to match up with every Bruin to just be close, hinder, but don't foul. Here's Taylor DeMent, 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1 second. Taylor gets the shot off before the buzzer. It will not go down. And the Doane University Tigers, I did it again, I apologize. come away with the victory. 81-77, our final score with the victory. Doane now 8-5 on the season. With the loss, the Bellevue Bruins drop to 6-7 overall. All right, we want to remind you, we'll hopefully be having head coach Dave Denley and one of the young ladies come up and join us for our post-game interview. As on the floor right now, you see the Bellevue University men and the Haskell Indian Nations University men getting ready for the next contest upcoming. That will begin in about 25 minutes or so. We'll have that for you as well. So stick around for that broadcast. Let's look at some final scores. Bellevue winds up shooting 46% from the floor on the game, 47% for Doane. 6 3-pointers for Bellevue to 3 for Doane. Again, the free throw advantage. Doane stepping up 70% from the free throw line, 24 of 34. They had 22 more free throw attempts and were strong at the line to come away with the victory. For the Tigers, Mac Hatcliffe and Megan Chambers each with 20 points on the afternoon. Macy Holtz had 16. They were the dominant scorers for their team. Riley Rice finishes with 11 points with those last 2 free throws. 6 points for Troush, 4 points for Staples, and 2 apiece for Nowell and Portwine. For the Bellevue Bruins, 3 double-digit scorers as well. Taylor DeMint with 16 led the way. Laura Jurek had 13. Faith Ross had 12. 9 points for Aisha Scott. 9 points for Miranda Hennings. Keziah Terrell had 8. 7 points for Delaney Van Blaricon. 2 points for Olivia Bigger and 1 for Amina Hall. I think I got everybody there with those wrap-ups. Again, we'll be back in action tomorrow afternoon on the women's side as these Doane University Tigers take on the Mayville State Comets. That broadcast at 12 o'clock. And then the Bellevue Bruins will be in action tomorrow again at 4:30 as they take on Iowa Wesleyan University. All right, joining us now is Bellevue men's coach Dave Denley. There we go, give you a little extra cord there. Did you use the word dogfight when we talked before the game in our pre-game interview?
I think I did.
Yeah, I mean, that's what it turned out to be. You guys were on fire in the first half, shooting well over 50%. In that one, cooled down in that third quarter. They were able to come back, take the lead. You got it back, and then just a couple of plays right at the end.
Yeah, that's 2 games here in this gym that we've allowed a team that we had a good lead on come back in the third quarter and take the lead by like more than 2. It's just we got to be better. And they won it at the free throw line because we did not want to defend and move our feet. We wanted to reach tonight, and they, 24 for 34 from the line. They outscored us by 17 points from the free throw line. I mean, you can't defend that. You can't defend it. And we got to learn a lesson, and it's sad because we got a lot of experience on this team and a lot of upperclassmen that were making freshman mistakes tonight. And that's disappointing. It's off break. I get that. But we got to be better. And in order for us to achieve some of the goals we want to achieve, those kids have to play better. And I really can't say it any other way. I'm not trying to demean them. They try their best and they work hard, but they got to make better decisions and they got to do the right things at the right times. We had a great look from Mandy at the end. It's wide open. I thought it was in. I mean, I literally was right on line with it. I thought it was in. They executed that very well. We had both looks open. We had the slip to the basket open, which was Aisha, and we had the 3 open. So I can't argue with that. We got what we wanted out of that. We just didn't make the play, and that's what it came down to.
They say baseball is the game of inches, but sometimes it's basketball too. Just an inch or 2 on a shot here or there, an inch or 2 of defensive position makes a big world of difference.
Yep, it does. And tonight they got a couple of those extra inches, and we didn't. So it's extremely disappointing, but we got to play tomorrow, and we got to play a team that didn't play well today, but they're better than they played. And we have to step up and and defend the paint. I mean, we gave 20 up to their post player tonight, and if we guard West like that tomorrow, she's going to have 40. So we'll just have to. And the thing is we're not understanding. It's not just who's guarding that person; it's the other people around it. We're not getting to help
defense.
We're not helping our teammates out. We're leaving them on islands, and that's what's got to be better.
Talk a little bit about Taylor DeMint. Just her 4th game as a Bellevue Bruin, but she put up 16 points, hit a couple of critical free throws right down the end as well. She's been a nice addition to the team.
Yeah, she's very quick, dynamic kid that's going to keep getting better defensively. She does a good job of controlling the ball. She made some good decisions. She turned it over a couple times where she just got kind of loose with the basketball and got a little off balance and wasn't strong enough. So she knows she got to be better than that. She will. She'll keep making improvements, but she's going to give us a chance to win some games down the stretch if she just keeps improving.
All right, well, we'll let you go. Get back to the squad there before they head out, and good luck tomorrow against Iowa Wesleyan.
Thank you.
Head coach Dave Denley joining us up here in the broadcast. Tough loss for the Bruins, but they'll be bouncing right back at it tomorrow afternoon, 4:30 broadcast. That'll wrap it up for right now. We'll be back on the air in about 10 minutes or so as we get ready for the men's action as the men's team take on Haskell Indians Nation University. Again, thanks to Reese and Regan working behind the scenes, and we'll be back right here on the Bellevue Bruins Sports Network. the personal foul, sophomore out of Yakima, Washington. It's a nice geography lesson looking at the rosters of both of these teams all over the United States. With that foul on the shooting attempt, Paulo will go to the free throw line. Give you a quick chance to see his shooting technique. Paulo averages just under 15 points per game. I inadvertently said the wrong number. He's a 76% free throw shooter. Also great from behind the arc. Into the game for the Bruins, Taylor Pomeroy. Second one off the mark. The rebound pulled down by Spoonhunter. Haskell back into their offensive flow. Strom with the basketball. Trying to work to the right side, nothing there. As Pomeroy steps up on defense to deny him a path to the basket. Last basket made by Strom. He's going to get in there. Kanami Maggard climbs the ladder to swat that one away from the hoop. Shades of Bill Russell or Wilt Chamberlain back in my day. A lot of you young folks are saying, who? A lot of you old timers are shaking their heads. Yep, I agree. Haskell keeps possession of the basketball. Strom trying to work behind a screen over there by Bear. Into the lane in traffic, puts up an awkward shot. The Bruins, Kanami Maggard had it temporarily, knocked out of his hands by Trey Gaines, so it'll be Bellevue basketball. 4-3 our score. 3 minutes have gone by in this opening half. Brutus the Bruin with those glowing yellow eyes across the way. Watching the action as Christian Carter brings it across the timeline. Hands it back to Vinny Belcastro. The Bruins trying to get back into an offensive flow. Tipped away and out of bounds by one of the Haskell Indian Nation's players inside. Camden Sequakwatua into the game for the first time. I actually talked to Camden, trying to get the pronunciation of his name, so I'm doing the best I can with that one. He probably hears that all the time. Shot clock down to 6. Vinny working inside. Shot rolls off the front of the rim. Kept alive momentarily, but winds up in the hands of Camden Sequakwatua. Camden is from Phoenix, Arizona. 3-point shot on the way in good. Tate Bear, the leading scorer, averaging just under 20 a game. Ahead to Araujo. The reverse layup, that one a little bit short. Bruins have missed a couple of looks inside. Trail by 4. Down the floor comes Strom. Nice pass inside. Strom with the assist. The basket by Sequakwatua. Well, quickly, the Indians have jumped into a 6-point lead. Contact made out front, no call. Pomeroy down low to Maggard. His pass, Belcastro stretches out to clear it. Baseline drive, his pass is errant as it winds up on the Bruin bench. Had a chance to talk with head coach Lucas Gabriel before the game. He said there were some travel issues for a trio of Bruin players. They weren't able to get back to campus after the Christmas break because of all the problems with Southwest Airlines. They missed a day or two of practice, so he's hoping everybody's got a couple of days of practice under the belt and can get back into the basketball flow. But the Bruins just a little bit out of sync thus far. Ball into the hands of Tate Bear. Quick release 3 on the turnaround. Carter comes away with the defensive rebound off the miss and brings it up the floor. Trying to look inside for Upton once again. Nothing there as the defense holds strong inside. Araujo kick out to Martise Johnson to the corner. Christian Carter 3-point attempt. Bruins not having a lot of success finding the basket thus far in the early going. It's out of bounds and it'll be Indian basketball. Bellevue 1 for 6 from the floor. 1 for 7 from the floor thus far. Justin Motley with the only basket of the game thus far for the Bruins for the first 5 minutes of the game. Spoonhunter, inside look. Passed up on the inside shot, outside shot. That one's off the mark from the corner on the miss by Camden. Taylor Pomeroy has an open look for 3. Taylor knows what to do with his trays. The Portland, Oregon native knocks down the tray. First one of the night for the Bruins. That closes the deficit to 3 points at the 14:30 mark. Havern with the basketball. Strom with the shot. Short. Araujo pulls down the rebound. Haskell back on defense very quickly, so the Bruins will set up. Bruins prefer to play at a little slower pace game. Like to control the tempo. They don't like to run and gun like some teams do. Here's Motley again down low. Working against a double team, finds Martise Johnson. A nifty move up and under with the left hand. Martise Johnson, his first basket of the evening. Martise, the senior from Folsom, California. Haskell back on offense. Strom, point guard in this setup, tries to work around the Bruins post player. Splits the pass, gets the shot off and in. Camden. Sika Kwakutua. And again, I apologize to Camden. It's about a 7-syllable name, so here we go. Bruins trailing 11-8. Trying to again work inside the Motley. Justin goes to the floor to pull it in. He'll sit on the basketball. It'll be a jump ball. Possession arrow pointing to the Bruins. So Bellevue will hold possession of the basketball. Kanami Maggard and Vinny Belcaster back in for Bellevue. Alexander Ellenwood and Kohanan Adazun in for Haskell.
Number 3. Belcaster along with number 23, Maggard.
Bounce pass to Belcaster on the inbounds play. Vinny working one-on-one. Good defense by the Indians to keep him away. Shot clock down to 5. Paulo. Shot clock down to 3. Spin move inside with 2 seconds left. Shot off the mark. Kanami Maggard tried to keep it alive, but instead it goes to Haskell. Kick out pass. Haskell operating with a quick intensity. A 3-point shot is good. Kohanan Adazun with the basket. Adazun from Gallup, New Mexico. Vinny dribbles through traffic, then loses the handle, but a foul's going to be called on Bonsi King as he got a little piece of the arm of Belcaster. Just the second personal foul against Haskell. Bellevue has not yet committed a foul through the first 7.5 minutes. Back into the game comes Ira Blackbear for Haskell.
And checking in for the Indians, number 1, Blackbear.
Paulo, 3-point shot. Up, a little bit short. The rebound by Adazun. Quickly ahead to Blackbear. Adazun denied by Martise Johnson on the play down the right side of the lane. Reverse of the basketball to the near side to Ellenwood. Strom tipped away by Paulo. Strom able to retrieve it back. Single digit shot on the way off the mark from the wing by Strom. Belcaster pulls it away. Bruins down by 6 points with 12 minutes remaining in the first half. These two teams both averaging in the mid-70s in terms of offensive points per game. Vinny Belcaster launches, but that one's off the mark. Bellevue not shooting well at all coming out of the Christmas break, just 25% thus far in the game. Pull-up jump shot is good. Adazun knocks that one down for his second basket. Bruins only 8 points through the first 8.5 minutes. Nice dribbling in traffic. Paulo Araujo with some ball handling skills, and then the nice finish. The Bruins at 10. Paulo with 3 points. Shot way off the mark from behind the arc. Araujo on the run. 3-on-3 break. Kick out pass to Carter. He'll pass it up. Instead gets it to Belcaster. Tipped away and out of bounds. It'll stay Bellevue basketball. Somebody got a hand on it. I think Adazun deflected it out of play. 4 fresh Bruins on the floor.
Number 22.
First time tonight for Raphael Allen. Motley back in. Pomeroy back in.
Matthew Henderson.
It'll be Allen who'll trigger it in from the corner to Christian Carter. Christian will get the offense set. Over to Pomeroy. Pomeroy and Carter playing a little catch outside the perimeter. Halfway through the shot clock, the pass trying to go inside to Motley, but it rolled off the hands. A turnover against Pomeroy. Oregon, Illinois, California, Ohio, Georgia, Iowa, Arkansas, Nebraska. Those are the states for members of the Bellevue squad. Oklahoma, Washington, Arizona, Kansas, Montana. Shot off the mark. Carter with the rebound. Idaho, Iowa, Oklahoma, New Mexico are the states represented on the Haskell roster. Quick move by Motley to the baseline. Groby out to Pomeroy. He'll launch. Taylor Pomeroy, the sharpshooter, his second tray of the night. 6 points for Taylor, the junior out of Portland, Oregon. 16-13, back to a 3-point game. Back into the offense, Ira Black Bear. Bonsi King working with Christian Carter. Shot up, but a foul is called on the drive.
Foul's going to go against Bruins, number 11.
Christian Carter picks up his first personal foul. First team foul. Bellevue went over 10 minutes without committing a foul. That'll take us to the 10-minute media timeout. Our score, the Haskell Indian Nations University Indians 16, the Bellevue University Bruins 13. So a pretty up-tempo first part of the game. All right, let's see if we've got some text in the queue. We do. Hi, Mick. Let's go Bruins. In Brazil watching this game, and some clapping hands from Paulo's mom. Valerie, how are you doing? A little south for the winter there. So it's probably, I don't know, 70 and 80 degrees, whatever, in Brazil. Hope you're enjoying that warm weather down there. It's actually a pretty nice day here in the Bellevue, Omaha area. Got up into the 40s today with a lot of sunshine, a little wind. So what snow was on the ground for Christmas, most of it has now melted away. Again, if you'd like to be part of our broadcast, send along a text message to 402-515-7654. Most of the Bellevue students not on campus because of the Christmas break, so a little smaller crowd than normal. 4 different teams on the men's side, 4 different teams on the women's side. Bellevue Bruins, Haskell Indians, Dakota State Trojans, and the Northwestern Red Raiders are the 4 teams that make up the men's side of this tournament. On the women's side, it's Mayville State University, Iowa Wesleyan University, Bellevue University, and Doane University. So a lot of basketball being played over these 2 days prior to the new year. Free throw by Bonsi King is off the mark. King averages over 18 points per game. He's a 78% free throw shooter, so usually pretty steady there at the line. Second one is good. 4-point lead, just under 10 minutes remaining in the first half. A little backcourt pressure, just trying to take some time off the clock. Almost a steal, and it is a steal. Down the floor and the basket accomplished by Trey Gaines. So a little bit of an ill-advised pass, and the quickness of Trey Gaines results in 2 points for Haskell. Carter across the timeline. Bruins trying to get into some kind of rhythm on the offensive side coming off a break. Bellevue last played on the 17th, so not quite 2 weeks ago. Justin Motley with a nice move inside, using the rim to help on that path to the basket, help deny the defender. Ira Blackbear resets after his initial drive was cut off by Carter. Now the Bruins will switch. Allen picks up Blackbear on the drive. The shot off the mark. Raiden Groby with the rebound. Bruins on the run. 2-on-1 break. And the feed and the basket. Taylor Pomeroy on the basket off the assist from Raiden Groby. Bruins have prided themselves, both men and women's team, on their unselfish play. It's always been interesting to see the number of assists per game compared to the number of baskets. Shot from the corner by the post player Matthew Anderson off the mark. Here's the Bruins on the run again, more of a controlled break this time. Pomeroy into the lane. That one's initially blocked. Motley tracks it down. The defensive play made by Tate Bear, and now a foul called. That's going to go against Matthew Anderson. That'll be his first personal foul, third team foul.
First team third, back in will be number 13.
Anderson will check out. Mason Spoonhunter will check in at that post position. So Haskell loses a little bit of height in that transition. Halfway through the 30-second shot clock. Bruins again trying to look inside. Bellevue has Motley on this side, Allen on that side. Allen on the drive, left side, a defensive play there, knocks it out of bounds by Mason Spoonhunter. 8:13 remaining in the first half as 4 new Bruins head out to the floor. Christian Carter stays in. Araujo, Belcaster, Maggard, and Johnson back out on the floor. Paulo Araujo with the basketball. Right before the shot clock, the shot hits the rim, so ball remains in play. It'll stay Bellevue basketball as it goes off the arm of one of the Indian players. Lawrence, Kansas, the home of Haskell. That's about a 3-hour drive to the Omaha Bellevue area. Paulo, baseline drive. Araujo cut off there. Kick to the outside. Christian Carter, the three-point attempt. Back iron, no good. Maggard skies up to get the offensive rebound. 20 seconds on the shot clock. Returned for the Bruins. Second chance opportunity for the home team here. Trailing by 2, 19-17. Belcaster fouled on the play. Trey Gaines was not set when he made contact. First personal foul, 4th team foul. Again, you shoot the 1-and-1 free throws at 7 team fouls, a double bonus at 10. Bruins only 1 foul in this half so far. Trying to set up Maggard, nice touch, but just a little bit too strong off the back iron. So the Bruins starting to shoot a little bit better. They were in the teens after the first few minutes, now up to about 30%. Still not what they want to do. Turnover on the play. Johnson has the pass taken away by Ira Blackbear. Steal by Paulo Araujo on the cross-court pass by Bonsi King. Araujo drive right side, a little off-balance shot put up. Again, strong defense on the inside by Spoonhunter. 3-point shot off the mark on the attempt by Tate Bear. Ball loose on the floor. King tries to go for it but can't control it. And so Bellevue will have possession of the basketball. Back in comes Taylor Pomeroy replacing Christian Carter. Timeout on the floor called by the Bruins. Called by Haskell. First timeout besides the immediate timeout with 6:53 remaining in the first half. A low scoring Haskell 19, Bellevue 17. The Fairfield Inn by Marriott Classic continues tomorrow as well. Haskell Indian Nations will be playing tomorrow at 2 o'clock against Dakota State University. Bellevue will be back at 6:30 taking on Northwestern College. I got a follow-up from Paulo's mom down in Brazil. 72 degrees there, but heavy rain. So, into each life a little rain must fall. So, or heavy rain as the case may be. Thanks for making us mad here. And I just dropped my phone. There we go. Let's get it back over here. Let's get back to the action. Belcaster to the outside, down to Kanami Maggard on the right side. Feeds inside. Belcaster collects it. 1-on-1. No good. Follow-up is controlled by Bonsi King. He's pushing it ahead. 3-on-3 break. Contact made with Taylor Pomeroy. And Taylor will be called for the foul as he was not set trying to defend on King, pushing it up the floor. Second team foul, first personal foul on Pomeroy.
Pomeroy is first, team second.
Blackbear, the trigger man on the inbounds play. Gets it out front to Havern. Shot is up and in.
And the jumper,
Havern with his first points of the evening. 21-17. 4-point lead for the visitors from Kansas. Paulo, some nifty dribbling. Open look for Pomeroy. Passes it up. Gets it back out to Martise Johnson on the reversal. Now the shot clock into single digits. Bruins playing a little clock time here. Taylor, 3-point shot from the cut. Nothing but net. Taylor Pomeroy from as far in the corner as you could possibly get. Taylor 3 for 3 from behind the arc. What a great effort by Taylor. Finally has gotten his legs underneath him after that illness early in the season. Looks like he's fully recovered. Shot off the mark. Bruins heading down the floor. Chance for Bellevue to take its first lead. Vinny Belcaster on the drive, the layup, and the Bruins accomplish it 22-21. Belcaster with his first basket of the evening. 22-21 across the way. Matthew Downing, the head coach for Haskell, signals a play in. Down to Tate Bear. Working inside, the shot too strong off the mark. The ball loose on the floor. It'll stay Haskell basketball as it goes off the hand of Maggard.
For the Bruins, number 10, Motley, number 11, Carter, number 22.
Groby, Motley, and Carter back in for the Bruins. A couple of subs in for Haskell as well that I couldn't quite catch. Those hockey line changes sometimes are hard to pick up all the bodies coming in. I can usually get the Bruins. Bounce pass inside to Spoonhunter. Whoop. Excuse me, to Tate Bear. He works inside. He'll draw the foul.
Number 10.
Foul's going to be called on Justin Motley. First personal, third team foul. Just over 5 minutes remaining in the first half of action as Tate Bear steps to the line. He's from Tama, Iowa, so not too far away. I believe Tama's a little closer to the eastern side of the state. First free throw is good. Bear averages 19.5 points per game. He's a 78% free throw shooter. And to back that up, he makes both of his free throws. Groby with the basketball. Now to Belcaster. Open look for Christian Carter on the right side, passes it up. A look for Belcaster at the top of the key. He passes it up as the ball deflects off of Havern. Now the ball loose on the Bruins side. Good hustle by Raiden Groby across the way. Also good hustle by Havern. It turns out that it'll be Haskell basketball as Groby got to it, tried to call timeout, but he slid across the baseline before he could get the timeout fulfilled. Lucas Gabriel across the way working on the ears of the officials as he is occasionally wont to do. Here's Tate Bear working against Vinny Belcaster. Fall away jump shot, no good. Tipped around a couple of times. And Bear tracks it down in the corner. Fresh 20 on the clock. Bounce pass inside. Spoonhunter won't go down. Motley had his hands on it temporarily. Now ahead, here's Taylor Pomeroy. Bruins 2-on-1. And Raiden Groby off the Pomeroy assist. Raiden Groby with the basket, his first of the evening. The Bruins regain the lead at 24-23. 4 minutes to go before our halftime break. Drive in the lane by Strom. Works up against Justin Motley, but a wise pass by Strom over to Bear. And the Indians retake the lead. This is all the makings of a back and forth contest throughout. Bruins back on offense. Drive by Pomeroy, has it knocked from behind by Havern. Stay Bellevue basketball on the inbounds play, and again, fresh bodies in. Trey Gaines for Haskell, Paulo Araujo, Kanami Maggard, and Martise Johnson for the Bruins.
23, Maggard in for the Indians. Number 3, Gaines. Number 5, Gaines.
Tipped away. Nice play by Bonsi King to read the entry pass. The turnover gives the ball back to Haskell as they try to build on their 1-point lead. Spoonhunter, the postman, way outside. Now downside to King, or to Tate Bear, excuse me. Spin move inside, over the top of a couple of Bruin players. Nicely executed by Tate Bear on the individual play. Bellevue had the lead temporarily. Now the Indians have it by 3. 3 minutes and a couple of seconds remaining in the first half. Neither team shooting at what it's used to on the season. It's been a defensive slugfest, kind of what you normally would expect after a layoff for Christmas. 1 second, did the shot get released? They say no, a shot clock violation. Martise Johnson still had it in his hand as the buzzer sounded, so another turnover against the Bruins. Bellevue with 8 turnovers on the game, only 4 turnovers for Haskell. Bellevue shooting 38%, Haskell shooting 41%. That's below their season average, as you would expect. Trey Gaines with the basketball below our position to the top of the key to Spoon Hunter. His pass inside, kept alive by Strom. Stolen away by Paulo Araujo. Paulo trying to ride the defender off his hip, tries to get it ahead to Kanami Maggard, but throws it away into the bleachers. The Bruins just not really firing on all cylinders. Again, blame it on the break, whatever the case may be. Trying to get back, hopefully, with 2:19 remaining in his first half. Raiden Groby back into the game. Raiden, the newcomer, the freshman from Avoca, Iowa. High hopes for him with his future as a Bellevue Bruin. Here's Trey Gaines from Beggs, Oklahoma. To this near side to Tate Bear. Back into the hands of Trey Gaines at the top of the key. 15 seconds left on the shot clock for Haskell on this possession. Working around to this near side. Quick release three, that one is short. Christian Carter runs it down in the corner. Has to avoid a couple of Haskell players. And then kind of slips away. Raiden Groby comes to his rescue. Bruins trying to set up, trailing by 3. Couple of possessions left for each team in this half. Groby on the drive. Pomeroy steps behind the arc. His shot won't go down. The first miss of the evening by Taylor. Trey Gaines trying to work against Belcaster. Vinny with a good job on defense. Point man Spoon Hunter. Long distance three is off the mark. Down to a minute 15. Both teams have stayed in man-to-man defenses the entirety of this game. Shot clock down to single digits. 9, 8. Vinny, drive, right side, shot, no good. Followed by Motley, no good. Kind of slipped out of his hands. Haskell wastes no time and turned it the other direction. Transition basketball, no good. Motley had it for a second, but lost it. And a good follow, right place, right time by Tate Bear for the tip and a 5-point lead. About 12 seconds difference between the game and shot clock. 30 seconds left in the first half. Here's Taylor Pomeroy. Vinny Belcaster. Bellevue's bench counting down the seconds on the possession. Trying to use a lot of the 30 seconds so Haskell doesn't get a lot left. Belcaster, three-point attempt. Short, no good. The rebound to Spoon Hunter. And with 7 seconds left, Haskell looks like they'll get the final shot of the half. They have a 5-point lead right now. Tate Bear puts up an awkward shot. It's no good. And that's how the first half will end. Our score,
24.
the Haskell Indian Nation University Indians 29, the Bellevue University Bruins 25. A hard fought but low scoring first, below what they normally average. Let's see what we've got here for individual scoring in the first half. For the Bellevue Bruins, Taylor Pomeroy leads the way with 11 points. He's 4 out of 5 from the floor, including 3 three-pointers. Nobody else on the Bruins squad has more than 4 points, however. Motley with 4, 3 for Araujo, 2 apiece for Belcaster and Johnson and Groby. So a sluggish half number 1 for the home team Bruins. If we've got any more in the queue, we've got one. Paulo's grandparents are also rooting for you. Let's go Bruin. And some flags of Brazil as part of that message as well. So we're having fun with Paulo's family this evening. Hopefully the Bruins will have more fun in the second half as they get on track offensively. Let me give you that text message once again if you'd like to send along your greetings here at halftime. And then I'm going to take a little bit of a break. That number is 402-515-7654. All right, I'm going to take about a 7 or 8 minute break. Go get a quick drink. And when I come back, we'll have more basketball action. Hopefully better fortunes for the home team. The Bruins and the Indians battling here as part of the 2022 Fairfield Inn by Marriott Basketball Classic. Keep it right here on the Bellevue Bruins Sports Network.